It was in the 90s, the 1990s, that I first became aware of our guest this evening, Mark Borthwick's work. You know, it was in that range of small publications, perhaps publications that some of you read, Purple, Another, ID, Index, a range of small publications that kind of blurred the line between art and commerce and fashion. And it was Mark's work that was in those publications, you know, dozens of pages in many cases, and then some of his imaginative books. And it was a book of his, it's on the table, I encourage you to look at it, Rizzoli published, called Not in Fashion, that really cemented my respect for not only his free spirit, but his independence from the world of art and commerce and all the things that he was working in. A remarkably fresh spirit that brought to the style of commercial practice a sense of reverie, joy, you know, a sense that there were no rules, that he'll make the rules, and that we as viewers could join with him in that process of exploration. You know, there's a fabulous new book I encourage you to look at. His signature style, the light leaks, the blurriness, the randomness of the photographs, all in this fabulous new book, Abandon, Reverie, few words, many images, many surprises. I'm thrilled that he's here tonight, and I'm eager to see what he has to present to us. So without further ado, join me in welcoming Mark Borthwick to ICP. Mark.
I'd like to, with a sincere offering, thank Philip, whom hollered a certain high inquiring whether I'd have an interest to share a recent body. Respectfully so, among the virtues of which I'll never really know. Last week we gathered under the impression of I that quietly was to render questions adhering to a new book or two. And yet Philip manifested such an offering, a sharing for me to share the whole body of my work and not just the one of the two. Such an anomaly of broken glass, of lights that shadows to never last. Hence, yes, I've been blessed by this life of not really knowing and kind of waking without a plan or an agenda at hand. For I've always been a believer in chance, the chance that lies parallel with coincidence, born from the words and the words and the words, these words of images christened upon their own volition. For I am often lost for words amongst the symphony that silence occurs, that's in a sense the love of silence, of innocence. For I have always been, I have always been quietly in a place that it's barely known, to source out a sense of innocence. Amongst this reason to liberate the mind of having to participate with an all that waits among this jargon. For I was not born without a strain of ambition, and unknown to what is such this voice that I choose of life's indecisions. Hence I lay ahead in this passage unto one's own. I'm going to pop this little funny thing on here that says, "May we please dim the lights." And I believe that she'll play upon her own volition gracefully. Thank you. So it's to a film called Polar Pan where I began, a film that's instant at hand, of no certainties how, as if I, torn from a branch of a fallen star, was lent to grant one's affording hearts that are held between the hands of an ardent followers of no matter where you are. In the beginning, kin to the moss in the garden that I lie, I, like a bird, is one who sees life from a different perspective in sun spirit sung. I'm freely bound, a young, traditional, tribal by choice, mystical as time develops through the conscious decision towards stillness. Is mine objective nothingness so to fall and flicker by light? Among homeward marching metalheads getting kissed by the sun upon a path that's deemed to elate in spirit to stimulate. I'm vibrant among their cullen calls, my gleeful epiphany to whistle like child. Among the delicacy of wings that I fly towards an ocean that's my wave. It's my wave to yell, free will, together, together, together we'll yell. For I am a tree, a red-tailed bird, like the wind that blows you by. Hello leaf, you sacred correlation, I'll drink you, among an offering in peace that I in love, and in love I'll flower. For the future lies in the beginning, a yonder surplus of light, a calling of songs that lead you and lead you astray. Towards love that's the only way to sway the way today. As a young photographer, I was charmed by this eccentric charm and led by various dancers. I was curious enough to try and find my way to get into backstages and sometimes gate crash these events that would happen. I mischievously would find a way to kind of hide backstage and find a different view, an opportune that would give me the chance to find out not only who I am, but to kind of christen a certain voice that I was looking for at the time without any reason to know. For it is through photography that one learns, and one learns to listen through their own mistakes, that are in essence to create my own questions, hence to make my own of them. For I am attracted, and I am attracted by feelings that nurture mine sensitive side to get lost. Among their own feelings felt that reveal among the truths and inevitable eyes that are in essence to vibrate. They vibrate from yours, your heart, to become your art, where images breathe to find their own sensual being, corresponding with sounds as if they're an echo, like music that's been a vibration unto your own song. Images liberate upon themselves, upon their own volition, as a timeless being, as a gesture, an alchemy that's ultimately illogical, a love at first sight, animating truths in their own ebullience, and just feelings that nurture upon their own volition love. And us, how do we vibrate towards this notion that we document the things that we love through everything that we see, drawn by this transparency that's a surprise to the eye, and sometimes just the principles of a mystery that's an adventure to itself, dismantling all forms of order that liberate the science of disorder. Attracting eyes and eyes and eyes that fascinate towards lacerating no definition, just fine, or just the reflection of a mirror that's still, that stillness of view that transcends all meanings. For what interests me about photography is in essence what transpires from its feeling, which is not only mine but yours, hence a giving in to creating a shared experience, which necessitates a form of vibration felt, hence it navigates to take on its own journey to become your own. For this is where I truly feel one's touching upon the opportunity to find a true meaning to it all. For there is no ownership, and there is no other mirror than your own reflection that transforms the image itself into your own object and its own desire, that's so deeply rooted into one's own love that simplifies life unto its own and its own bare essence. as a spectacle transforming your own costume and emotional language of your soul. One encounters life that's real to itself, unearthing your truest feelings, handed down through compassion to compel, where your own images dwell, composed by light's genius to become a verse that's less unknown. Which is upon your own as a relation to metaphor and a language to become your own. For at heart, mind, soul's a crafting artisan that's carving to cultivate an enigma, like a door ajar that's led by shafts of light vibrating and that leads you towards yourself as an image that's true, as if it's a wonder lit to light up and to light up your life. In 1976, I wrote a poem that went something like this, dans une autre langue, parfois égale, parfois nonsense. Hence, writing in another language the wrong way makes sense only to the one who makes their own mistakes. Hence, there is no right from wrong, or just a way to make sense from. As if I, concentrating on the same things, how often would they change idea? It's like a towel's addressed to some, a mattress or a sponge. It's even a bed that's readily there to lay upon, can so easily become in a dream a dress to try on. Consequently, why are we there to conform and to participate, to wearing a norm? For I can't remember the last time that I changed my clothes, or my hair that's in your hair. And the first time that I remember the last time, it's like your body. It's like your body that's laying over me, another body laying over me. That reminds how, and do you, and do you, and do we. And do you ever hold your breath so not to make any noise? That's like moving things on earth that were never meant to be there and arrive without telling anybody. Ask somebody the same questions over and over reminds there is no answer prior to asking a question. Synthetic Voices in 1993 I wrote, cut your dress in half and save one to share with another, for nobody knows what you're talking about that reveals a certain sense to create another way. And so I spent most days wandering, roaming around in a red dress. When my wife Maria came home to undress, revealing beneath she's wearing nothing other than a red dress. And then yesterday, whilst shuffling amongst letters found and words written, dear Will, if one wore and one wore red to bed, one would wake up naked instead, dressed in a bed. And where Maria and I were found walking beside an ocean's calling, and there to view us both washed up wearing red, as if dressed for bed. For dreams are, in a sense, truths handed down, like words stolen to be kissed. For the only sound that I heard was a zipper. Common sound, I like that. So to share what you wear in between your legs, singing lemons, and near a window taking your clothes for a walk, and let them follow from side to side, inside otherwise, implies wearing one thing to reveal another, as if sitting with a vase in front under your arm that led elsewhere whilst finding objects sincere, for nothing's real except chance. and an offering and positions of virtue that uncover one who's flowered by nothing real. For people look amazing as they create to evolve and to jar the inevitable. So to never and nevertheless, 14 oversized dresses living in a box of sunbathing sequences, a constellation of streets that live in cars, and a paper bag, a leaf to the park, and a lake of photographs of beds inside out, accompanied by us sleeping elsewhere, beside maps of doorways, giving garments the illusion, an illusion to find a new life. But there's a difference always to the way of seeing, as sometimes being, otherwise in essence. There's silence among the transparence of things, documenting one's feelings, as I've always loved the idea of hiding images. Photographs that convey what's not there, hidden to the eye. Imagine a photograph of a tree, where behind BB's hidden out of view, hence the image itself exists upon its own volition of knowing, for one sees an image of a tree and the stillness of not knowing, and there's nothingness that represents the idea, as if the image contains a secret that's only known by what's unknown. It's like two people and they're taped together amongst all things the way they are in flux. And flowers that illuminate a festival of shadows, of dancers getting lost to the wind, that are raft-like, dreamlike, escaping, stealing stars from stars won't sleep. Celebrating this horse-like whispers, an odyssey of sounds, elemental with laughter. This mythical within reason, an entrance in, as if hands and hands becoming many a future's handshakes. Initially, I was interested by this landscape of individuals, and yet this structure itself struggles to find its own identity, and through others' imaginations, wherever times and images get lost, like perfection and abolished solitude. For at times life's illogical, it's like no shoulds, no woulds, no coulds, for there's no logic to life anyway, that lets it be known that light breeds the way you feel, which reminds you're one of a kind, as if to say, through life everything comes from you, no matter whom you are, it's your love. This is your love that's one of a kind, that takes time. For it's true in life, all comes from you in all the things that you do. So let it be known as a sign of the mind to remind you're one of a kind. These images were found sometimes by mistake. I, my son Joey, at the age of 2, 3, 4, upon scrolling walks to school, I was reminded by the fact that I was not only taking pictures of him at any given moment, but I was also getting lost within the idea that there was always something there, an eccentric charm to lead me astray. So I created a little rule, not that I was one to follow one or another, but I gave myself the opportunity to take one picture of him on the way to school, and hence I found these images and these stolen streets that left me some kind of mark on me. So this is the birth of a pilgrim age, it's a love age of turquoise dreams that are unethereal to flower among waterfalls. Fluttering, giving headlights, as if praising all ethnic cultures of nomadic virtues of human ha-has, that are primitive prisons of animal lives and all odes towards these evolutionary stances, that are ablaze in heartfelt adulation of father, sun, and sister moon. For I shall ray questuously by light of nature's song, Iolas. Rousing woman's kind for courage encourages the stories of our lives. Amidst earth bands and fastidious sun rituals of laughter's light, appeal lucidity of wild gurus and sunburners, were travelers, gypsy lovemakers, who mesmerize gamelan as mind flies that synchronize fantastical to dance. Infusing such trance-like happenings to gus, 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 and gussy up among sweet, sweet figs waters, evoking avatars and shamanic landings of heydays to nebulae.
All springs from you. And all that's for you. It's so surprising. So through streams of imperative lies, between what's known unknown, there's us drawn on a stone, cradled by your curious eyes that took me by surprise. Innocuously a twist of fate, so to greet great strangers of face, and vagabonds their trace of such desirable grace that outlaws never to replace a face. As if in mind affability of folks miming trees, elementally lifting some kind of laughter in me, I lift agile to touch upon what's not yet known, is to touch upon an image of innocence that prevails my way. With words like, wrath-like, infusing light, upon the virtues of a smiling face, such desirable grace, to never and to never leave your face. For is mine story's history that speaks for all of me, that's through tradition one innovates to see, expressing ways that are innate to look me up in wonder where history invigorates us all. So to speak, I'll sing, for I deal in words and their innocuous curse, of tundras and verse, of wonders emerging as polka dots, bamboozled by some kind of mark on me. So take my word and the theft that lays me bare upon it, for I deal in words rambling, singing songs for the sake of gambling. Or is one's inevitable curse that innovates me for better, for worse, for history repeats the same old words of who knows, never knows, and of words like lips stolen to be kissed, that never resists by ways of trying. But that's why we keep on, and we keep on, and we keep on whying. Why, as we fall and tumble, we're humble, trying to keep on, to keep on, to keep on. And that's why I write the hell out of me, for I want it real from right or wrong to shout out of me. For haven't we been touched by? And haven't we been touched by beauty, haven't we?
All meets the idol. You're so surprised. Turn the right now. To where solitude lies, where my darkness hides my rights to rituals of love. To rituals of love.
This is not a performance, it's just real life, like lust. Doing these kind of things every day makes life a lot easier. Like there's madness to the pleasure that evokes mine provocative strokes. A personal to mine perfume, a residue of Mark's vestige, handed down. Handed down through one eye fine. This like ships, relationships to stars, no matter where you are. That nurtures the soul of mine, her magical mind that illuminates in essence one soul-wrenching presence. Is an atlas of charm's iridescence that transpires to inspire transparence of mine fanatical, hermetical mind that's tossing me in and out of dreams. These images came as a surprise One day, perhaps 6, 7 years ago, I was tidying up in our office and found a Polaroid. An undeveloped Polaroid slipped and hidden behind a certain corner that, once ripped and opened, I found this fermentation. The fermentation that lays red to yellow is something that happened again just completely by surprise. Again, as a reminder of these mistakes that happen upon their own volition, that I am one certainly not to know in any way what I'm doing or what's happening, and yet I find a certain sense of joy to find these images existing. And of which they remind I am nothing, as if I've been tempted by this great adventure's eyes. Among their gardens life, a paradise that's paradisical through nature's eyes. An entrance in headlights into mine October skies, as into never's knows why. For yours is an aura to explore all one's never seen before. Like odes towards coincidence and chance, whom lie parallel among dreams' reflective lights. So among dreams, reflective lights, an aura to explore her. Like odes towards coincidence and chance, whom lie parallel among dreams' reflective lights. So among dreams, reflective lights, an aura to explore her. Like odes towards coincidence and chance, whom lie parallel among dreams' reflective lights. So among dreams, reflective lights, an aura to explore her.
It's between what's known unknown, there's us drawn on a stone, touching upon what's not yet known, that knows one to know one's unknown. As if time develops through a sense of stillness, conscious awakes an image of nothingness, of innocence transpiring all experiences to be, as if one touches to be touched upon what's not yet known. One awakes in a place that's barely known, among an ocean's air of touch perceptions. A labyrinth of spiritual cleansings to twilight this mischievous mind, whom flutters to folly our naked truths upon. Upon an horizon rising, arousing to browse these tempting grounds, I'm dreamlike, wrath-like, believing we're all just a feeling. Upon its own volition to become your own. As one dips the mind in to create an appearance of time, for curiosity's the pleasure of a never-known endeavor that's hypnotizing eyes that bears fruits towards mine incendiary incense of fire, of desire that ignites our skies, of rituals implementing minds to galvanize. Among yours and yours the laughter of laughter, and laughter's the key and elemental lifting of we, cascading in a blazing ideation of sensual sensations, and of echoes till we're arising upon an horizon rising. For man, no man, no man, no man I am. For elastic winds are arid, torn apart by man, talisman, oh, you journeyman. For one man, woman I am, a nomad, no man, no man, no mark. Who remarks this very nature's nothing real except chance. And yet to love whom will be far brighter, whilst listening will be languid and lighter. As if Mark's remarks an innuendo aspiring to the woman and the man I am, sensitive to bleed this sensual elation. It's among nature's element to touch fermentation, and so to fascinate, caress decay, for mildew will you ferment away. Evoking this, the end of an era, or bright marks this, mine body of arms, that enchants life's dance, sowing images, so it seems. Its innocence to prevail my way, as if to say, among this, the wake of all our future handshakes, it's time to go, so silent I know. And if, fair queen, to yours, your horse-like whisper that dances by enthusing light among a labyrinth, as if in a glint of Gaelic pastures, lit by an atlas to pull me through this yearning you're in. With this yearning's turning, keeps on turning me on, to gong on, exploding on. Into the sap and the sap of mine drum, whose heart whose heart's beating lacks none. C'est vivant, c'est vivant, c'est vivant. For no islands without her seas, no peace is without its release, no hearts without her blood and doubt. There's no reason to live without. It's like ships, like ships, like ships. Like ships, relationships to stars. It's like the night and the night that's too young to ours. It's like ships, like ships, like ships, relationships to stars. It's like the night that's too young to ours, for I'm pulled by and I'm pulled by. And I'm pulled by an hour of sorrow and all our dreams of tomorrow. And I'm pulled by an arrow of provenance and all origins of no common sense. And yet still a dreamer of strange love revelations and part-time dreams of a Libra's fascination. Of stone throws in and out of a dream, the constructs a sense of reality, so it seems. For I'm dressed by an ocean's air of touch perceptions and an atlas of charm's iridescence. That illuminates in essence one's soul-wrenching presence to transpire and inspire transparence. Of mine frenetical, hematical mind that's tossing me in and out of a world of dreams. Entangled by there is a sense of oddities, of an island without a seas, of never endings and never needs. This is what I have to tell, and such is mine folly, and a fiddle shall please. As an eloquence of silent seas, or a myth, a myth, a myth, I believe. For no mountains without her reflection, and the reflection of her valley to see you through, and no flowers without hers an incestual dew. And no blossoms without the falling feeling of her petal breathing. And this marvel by all that tassels ours on ours exploding skies, that inspire transparence of our love of desires. As if to say never's a panorama of mischievous pleasures. As if trying hard was catching a fly.
Sometimes I keep on winding. Why fall and tumble, humble, trying? To keep on, to keep on, to keep on winding. Why we lost to survive? And alive and alive. That's why we feel alive. To take time, to take time. So do on the loneliness in all of us. Keeps me why. Keep on sacrificing human lives in past, just not listening.
So between the twilight hours and nowhere space before me devours. Of naked truths and alchemies beside the edge of a river's mystery. I flow and drift mysteriously towards an abandoned reverie. These images documenting a 15-year celebration of my wife's company, Zero, under the name of Maria Cornejo. They're for a popular magazine called Pop in London Time. For yes, it is through innocence and nudity that I find a purity that's always new to me, as if it's a birthright, an origin, a patrimony. Like history, a verse of words, intangible as rhythms can be. Their own source translates to become an etymology.
slow feeling of your body breathing, and the smell of your body, and the moss infusing the beauty of your mountains viewing that's masquerading me, awakening to elucidate and illuminate your lakes, your lakes, your lakes, your lakes, your lakes. The turn to gold, the love that's beyond your soul is where the wild, wild, wild flowers grow through the valley of your special road. Oh, not like any man. Love like any man. It's like history is a verse of words, intangible as rhythms can be. Theirs, their own source translates to become an etymology of provenance of dreams. And their own casual being, a native of nothing wasted till you're born. Of eyes lit by a reservoir of eyes, torn by lights inside out flowing. And towards yours, a river of volition only knowing. A melting of sublimation's disguise and truth to your mind's eyes realize that on a branch there's a leaf, an amorous form of an eye. And star fallen from hers, her nebulous sky, of eyes sublime that perched to tree us communally. Among these feelings, seeing and seeing, revealing to see life differently, aware of a tree's perspectivity, a trademark that shadows mine voice as a sonnet that I'm seduced by for not yet knowing, that's fecundly I'm found and I'm found fluently flowing upon these, and upon an eve of streams of dreams and evolution, or just time, the only true revolution of the mind confined. And that's why we were here to believe in this clock of time that's blessed by a principle of surprise, anomaly. So alas, sowing seeds among the love of visitors reminds that we in time to remind that we have all the time as an incentive to explore.
To explore all we came here for it's to love who marks mine will. That still, so still, so still. And so still, stealing stars and stars and stars from stars won't sleep, was still relentless in dream. For I am just a Libra man with no decision to decide who I am. No secrets, no secrets, no secrets to be untied. For life's all principles of surprise. And so still, the granted this will marks. It is to curiosity that I'll remain, regaling this furtive terrain. And with thanks and love and gratitude for everyone for being here tonight, a little film to finish these last moments, I must give an enormous love and thanks to my daughter Bibi, who helped patiently the last few days, every day, creating the opportunity to bring us together. For without her,
Will be inspired by the smile.